Eliminating Lyme tips with me. It's still funny. I think it'll always be funny. Okay, so the second common misconception that I wanted to address is that most people assume that unless they get a bullseye rash or flu-like symptoms, then they don't have Lyme disease. And that's not true. You can actually not have either of those things and still get Lyme disease. My case in particular, they think that I was bit by an insect and got Lyme disease when I was a little kid. And then when I was 19, I had mono, and it kind of pulled it out of my system. So you can actually have Lyme disease your whole life and never know it. Or have it for a really long time, and then something stressful to your body happens and kind of brings it to the surface. So by the time I was 19, it had had time to kind of work its way through my whole body. And that's why I started out at stage 3, which I'll explain in the following video what that means. But you don't necessarily have to have Lyme symptoms at first in order to have Lyme disease. And also being bit by a tick or a bug doesn't necessarily mean you have Lyme disease either. So it's kind of one of those things where it's just not that simple. You know, if you know you were bit by a tick or a bug and you have flu-like symptoms or you have the bullseye rash, you should definitely get tested. But even that is complicated, and Lyme tests are weird. That was a really long pause. Lyme tests are weird because you can get negative after negative after negative test results back and still have Lyme disease. It's really hard to diagnose. So if you think you have Lyme disease and you got a negative test result, don't just take that at face value. Like, keep pursuing it and find a Lyme specialist who can really test you properly. So, what was I talking about? Why did I even start this video? I'm totally brain spacey today. So, yeah, anyway, Lyme can stay dormant in your system for forever if it wants to. You can die with Lyme disease and never know you had it. And, you know, it can never show up in your system. And my doctors think that because I had it for so long, at least they assume I had it for so long, before it came to the surface, that's why I have such an extreme case of it. So it's better to catch it as soon as you possibly can. So this has been eliminating, I hope. Still funny. Yeah, so that's my tip for today. Day in the life of a sick girl.